Hello, beautiful souls. I am Awaken Soul, and today we're going to be setting up our next trade on Bitcoin. First thing is coming into the charts with no emotions, no expectations, not worrying or caring of what has happened. You come into the chart, you erase everything you see, and you start. So first thing is looking into our monthly chart. One touch, two touch, part of my strategy. Everything is color coordinated, so you understand. When you see my charting, I do use the chakra colors. Monthly is red, weekly orange, day is yellow, and so on. I do a lot of TA without my voice, so just so you can understand it. So the first thing is trend line. Second thing is going into the previous candle body, open, close, and setting your range. This will be my monthly range based on the previous candle body, close and open. At this point, it's just good to look at the charts and try to understand what they're doing. It's important to understand if price action is above 1226, we are in a bearish and bullish trend. If the price action is below 1226, we are in a bearish trend. So on the monthly, we could acknowledge and see that we are in a bullish trend. Now we move on to our weekly time frame. In our weekly time frame, for me, it's important for you to understand that this is one contraction phase and this is another contraction phase. With that being said, and price action here to our right, let's focus on our weekly contraction phase and let's see what this area is doing. But just like we're going to focus on our patterns in our contraction phases, we're going to rinse and repeat, and we're going to set our range to the previous candle. So because our monthly is the same as our weekly support, we're only going to mark our weekly resistance. We're also going to use our higher highs, lower low indicator that I love and recommend, my #1 indicator. It's key to understand market structure as it moves. We can see it makes highs and lows. So here, using our highs and lows, we're just gonna set some trend lines, one touch, two touch, using orange, and marking possible key targets, right? And of course, everything's based on my strategy, and if you're not following me, you should. I am Awaken Soul _369 on Twitter, and I share all my plays, my setups, and I'm a real trader that could prove herself. But yeah, follow me. Okay, so that's a possibility, and it's still at play. So trend was down. We have a weekly trend down, and then we have trend line, trend up. So the reason I like this is because we see the retest here, then the continuation to the upside. So I think and I feel like this is a key trend line and for us to watch here as key support. Okay, because we just have to follow the flow, right? So we broke up, right? One touch, two touch, and we have to give ourselves a possible target too based on our strategy. That's our 21 would be our possible target here if price decided to roll back over. Now let's go on to what else do we see on our weekly? We can see again price action is above 1226 EMA, giving us that bullish trend. We're gonna go to the day time frame. Let's see, what do we have in our day time frame? And I'm trying to explain at the same time. Like I said, I come into the charts, no emotions, no expectations. So I might be silent for a little bit as I just visualize the charts and try to understand them. I get a lot of colleagues in my community that still use the word I think or I believe. And I think it's important for you to understand that there's no thinking, no beliefs. You need to play what you see, and that's it. Right? So now we're in the weekly here. I'm sorry, in the daily. So on the daily, our focus is going to be the zone, right? What is this zone doing? What can we see? What is it telling us? Right? Where's our POC? Bring out your TA here. But before I do that, I am going to use the fib channel. The fib channel is just going to help me. Using this key monthly trend line for me is important. So I'm just going to go over it. Where am I going to stop, right? That's like, that looks okay. But now this weekly trend line is okay. That's good enough. I'm going to actually erase this because it's irrelevant to me right now, just because I have a fib channel. So I'm going to highlight this key support. Resistance. And another resistance. And again, just focusing on price action, right? Don't get caught off on anything else but price action. What does price action is doing here? Now we can see that it's in a beautiful channel. Beautiful channel here. So with this being said, and why do I do this? I think it's the most important thing, right? This is a learning YouTube channel, and I want you to understand that it's key to understand that this is a channel. Why? Because it's telling us that this is key support, this is key resistance. So if we find price action falling and breaking this, yeah, it wicked, a beautiful liquidity wick. It could continue to the downside, or we could have that bounce that we're seeing right now and continue to the upside. And hey, it could continue in this channel for nothing is said and done till it breaks this key resistance. We see price action above, and then we could continue and see that 56 target that we still have, and that is still at play. We can't ignore the possibilities. Okay, you can't come into the charts and be like, oh my god, it's going to the moon, or it's going to, well, fair. Like, just play what you see. So now that I highlighted this channel and I have that beautiful visual, I could also tell with the 12 and 26 EMAs that we are still in a bullish trend. I'm gonna erase this channel, the fifth channel, and same process, we're gonna be setting our range. Where's our range? Previous candle. One touch, using yellow now. Sorry. 2 touches. Okay, so that is our day range here. I'm gonna move into the 4 hours because we can't see much here other than that. We understand that price action is within a channel. Oh, do we have divergence? We sure do. Look at that. Right, RSI is coming down, price action's been going up. Right, so it is a bearish divergence. Something to consider. I'm gonna go to the 4 hour now. Once I'm in the 4 hour, I want to show you something, and it's key. So as you know, I always trade with the flow, right? We see ups and downs. So at this point where price action broke, that's what I'm worried. I'm not really concerned of the previous. So right here, I'm just gonna put a trend line so you understand what I'm trying to explain. Okay, so this was the trend line break to the upside, and then we've been pushing up since October 23rd. So at this point, I'm going to turn on my higher highs, lower lows again. Play around with them depending on what you see. I like the 30 a lot, 15, 5. Whatever works for you. Nothing's set in stone. Okay, so understanding that price action started moving from this point, I'm going to pull a fib from this point. My fib, wrong fib. I have a lot of fibs. I have a bear flag fib. It's my favorite one that I use. So this is my bull flag, bear flag fib. And it has been really good to me, showing me or identifying possible bull flags, possible bear flags. And the key level here is 38.2. So it's confluence close to the monthly, so I'm not going to mark it. But it's a good observation. It's a good observation to understand that this is our major support here. Another thing that I want to do is based on the screen highs. So with this higher high and lower low indicator, it's key to pay attention to the green lows and the red highs. So I'm just gonna mark a 4-hour trend line here because 4-hour trend lines are really important for me and for my trade. 4 hours are green. Is it irrelevant right now? Yes, it is. But I want to mark it why, because it's telling me a story. It's telling me a possible target back to here, a possible 4-hour target that has not been hit at this 33 level. What else it's showing it? It's showing me that we could possibly, bounce here and look, X marks the spot, right? Right, and could we go here? Absolutely. And fall back. Right? Big possibility. Could we roll over? Absolutely. So this is the kind of stuff that I want you to get used to of you understanding the possibilities by just seeing price action. Okay. So my 4 hours. On my 4 hours, just like at my daily, we have one contraction phase, two contraction phases. So in this contraction phase, where price action is, we have to understand and see what is price action doing. What are the possible patterns that we see here? And in our 4 hour, using 1226 EMAs again, we can see, technically we're still in a uptrend because the 12 and 26 have not flipped bearish. So we're bullish in all our key time frames. So what I want to show you in this channel here, I wanted to show you my flow when it comes to the 4-hour trend lines. I use the 1226 for me to understand. So we have an uptrend, right? We see price action above 1226, uptrend, simple. And then the next trend line, when EMAs flip, we have a downtrend line here, price action under 1226. Then we have an uptrend again, where price action went up. And then we have price action coming back down. Right, then we have price action going back up. At this point, it's still technically up. Everything's geometry. I see patterns a lot, so right, we could see here like a falling wedge, right? See how the flow shows me different things. Here, we can see this triangle that played out. Right here, we can see like a possible head and shoulders playing out. We'll say it's a M. Right, so there's different patterns to see. But once you're in your 4 hour, right, again, just focus on price action. But it's good to understand that, okay, we're technically still in an uptrend. Price action is holding the weekly support because it's orange. Could this be a retest from this falling wedge up, down, and continuation to the upside? Absolutely. So those are the reasons why it's important for me to analyze and place my trend lines properly because it's telling me a story. So with this being said of this possible retest, right? So at this point, actually, I'm going to show this to my Discord. Give me 1 second. And if you're not part of my Discord, go ahead and join. It is free. I don't charge, and I actually so this could be the possible retest of this 4 hour trend line. Or again, we could definitely just fall. Okay. We're in a nice level to set up a new trend, a new trade. Another key component to understand is trend phase and contraction phase. So we were in a beautiful contraction phase here, and now we're in a trend. So it's important for us to wait as traders to set our charts up and let price action build that contraction phase where we're going to see a reaction to this possible falling wedge, like I said, to the upside or a breakdown. Another thing key is this trend line. Okay, so if we lose the support, guys, she is going to the monthly right next, and then 4 hours, and then we'll be assessing as it rotates. But for now, this is what I'm seeing here. Okay, we'll get to the 1 minute, 2 minutes. Everything takes time. You can't rush anything. Don't rush anything. So we know our possibilities in the 4 hour. Let's get in deeper here and keep moving on to the 1 hour now. So on our 1 hour, what do we see? In 1 hour, yes, we are bearish. We're up, contraction phase, down, contraction phase. 1 hour is not telling you much, right? Because it's just forming right now. But this is our focus, and this is what we're going to be looking at. This is our focus. Okay. I'm going to be moving in. I guess I didn't set 4 hour range. 4 hour range is confluence to our weekly range, so I guess we can mark it because it's a little bit lower. So there you go. This would be, just mark them so you understand the possibilities. 1 hour, what is 1 hour telling us? Not much. Let's go into the 30 minutes. What is 30 minutes telling us? Sometimes I look at the line chart too, because those wicks could throw you off as it's consolidating. Nothing much. Let's go into our 15 minutes. Okay, so in our 15 minutes right here, I visually could see a possible bear flag, just like this. So I'm going to connect the support, possible bear flag. We're going to pull the higher high, lower low, as it's going to give us the exact point where price action fell. So from this point, what we're going to do is get our bear flag fib and pull it all the way down. So let's go to candle closes because this wick is a liquidity wick. Okay. So what is our rules for bear flags? And let me give you my fib. If you don't have it, here you go. Screenshot it. Um, it's here. It's the best. Our keystone, remember, always the 0.382. And I do mark it in percentages just because it makes my life easier. So 38.2. Okay, so we have a possible bear flag. Why? Because price action technically is still under 38. Yes, we have this fake out, but for it to not be a bear flag, right, it has to completely break the 50%, and then we know that's going to continue up. But if price action holds the 38.2, right, like, right, it is considered a bear flag. So at this point, okay, so 50% is our 4-hour resistance, and short 38.2. Okay. So contraction phase, right after this huge trend phase, it's gonna coil. It's either gonna rotate to the bottom or they're gonna move to the top. That is the next play. That is the next play. I'm just sending it to my Discord. I like to use the pivot highs and lows at this point to set my range. So my range is gonna be 5 minutes, 15 minutes. So we understand that 50% is here. So the way my strategy works is based on trend line breaks, key support break, EMAs in my side. And again, if you want to learn more, join me. I have a course too, where I actually teach people how to set up for a trade. I think that's the most important thing. So for me to take a quick short, right, I would like this key support to break. For me to take a long, we have a nice trend line here that we can respect. So price action again has to break trend line and key resistance or support. Might be good for a long here. And again, I'm not giving calls out. I'm showing you how to set up your trade more than anything. Okay, this is going to be your range. We're going to move from this point on. Where is your targets, right? Always give targets. 1 touch, 2 touch, guys. Always. Always and forever. This would be my long. And to shorting, I mean, can we get a H? Remember, H's are reversals too, so we have 1 wick. So it's important for you to understand just mark your pattern. So we could definitely get another wick and push up, right? This is key support. But this could definitely play out, or we could just fall from here. So if this falls and rolls over like a possible H, make sure you have a nice stop loss. Why? Because H's could be really bullish. Okay, so this is key support, and just like it wicked it could wick it. So we can see down. Okay, so this is definitely a possibility, an H here that I see. Okay, let me see. Give me a 5. Right, and reversals. It's pushing up. I'm just showing you discard the possibilities. No indicators. Okay, so we have 1, 2. We have a third one. Yes. Mm. Okay, so here we are. It's gonna move. So this is how a H would play. We would have to get a lower high and then rotation and a possible H could play. Or we will just get a new high here. I mean, it was a big drop, so I mean, we could always get that new high come down and start rotating like this, right? Just, I'm seeing this possible H forming. It, I'm not saying it, but it's a possibility, okay? I just want you to understand your possibilities here, and then we have this. So we have that H, remember key bounce levels around here where we have this wick. So 41,450 would be key bounce level. Could definitely play out, or we could just roll, or we could bounce from here, right? So 50-50, guys. It's all about setting up. Set up here, and even if we take this long right now, we could most definitely take this long. Understand that this could be an H. Okay, so don't be blind about that. So if you take a long and then we see price action come back down, it's okay. Take that long and allow yourself to get stopped out in profits, moving your stop loss above your entry. And if it comes back down, well, you know that's going to be a possible H or just rotation or the bear flag that we set. All right, I hope you enjoyed my TA. I hope it makes sense. More than anything, I'm here for you. I want you to learn my skill. And yeah, remember to do everything with love. Love you.